Okay, the city of Greendale stretches before you, a bustling metropolis of cobblestone streets, spired rooftops, and hidden alleyways. Smoke drifts from the taverns and forges alike, mingling the scent of fresh bread with wet stone. It's dusk, and the streets are alive with merchants closing their stalls and children running home. Lanterns flicker to life, casting golden light on the cobblestones. We need to make actual names for these people. A narrow alley behind the marketplace. Player one. So, what is this? Whenever I'm down here, we're gonna make names. Of course, I'll be Rococo, but this guy needs a name. There's a one, I'll make one. Player one crouches near a stack of crates, scouting the path ahead. You've caught one of a rumor. A Thieves Guild informant has been spotted nearby, and they might know the location of your family's lost heirloom. At the same time, player two steps lightly from the street, observing the city with a calm but alert gaze. Your training has taught you to move silently, and you notice subtle cues others would miss. A shadow lingered for too long, a card overturned, a coin dropped but never picked up. The alley is narrow and only wide enough for people abreast. The air is thick with the smell of smoke, spices, and damp stone. You hear a faint shuffle at the end of the alley, a distant chatter of a tavern door closing, a soft whisper of their coming. Choices. Investigate the alley quietly, stealth approach, step out boldly and confront the source. Scout from a distance to gather more information. Who acts first and what do we do? Okay, so I feel like we think about this in the longer term. We go off of flow and character build. So like when we think about your character, it could flow a lot easier that way. Because I feel like player one's name. Put this in parentheses. Spin desk whistle. To of course, in the real thing, if we decide to do the real thing, my name won't be Rococo. I'll plan somebody completely random. Okay. Wispin, I feel like is definitely the type to investigate quietly. Spin investigates. And yeah, Rococo versus Scouts. Wispin, is it we spin or Wispin? Or why spin? Or Wispin dusk whistle slips quietly through the shadows, fingers brushing against crates as you move. Rely on stealth to avoid detection. Rococo Haley perches on a low rooftop at the alley's entrance. Eyes scanning for movement. Using perception, you notice subtle signs. Wispin. Bet. You notice subtle signs. Footprints, discarded scraps of cloth, and a faint glint of metal that might be a dagger. Scene outcome. As Wispin nears the source of the shuffle, you see a hooded figure crouched near a barrel, rifling through small pouches. They haven't noticed you yet. The movements are careful but anxious, as if expecting someone or something. We're going to notice that the alley forks into two paths, just beyond the hooded figure. Left path is narrow, twisting partially hidden between stacked crates, good for an ambush or a sneak approach. The right path is wider, more exposed, leads toward the marketing place main road. It could be riskier, faster intercept whoever the figure might be signaling. Figure mutters under his breath, hurry before they notice. Just for Wispin and Rococo. Confront the hooded figure directly. Risk exposure, but can't get in too fast. Attempt to sneak closer for an eavesdrop, gather info, possibly remain unnoticed. Set up an ambush using the alley forward. Strategic, could catch him off guard. Follow the figure quietly, then move down one of the paths. I'm feeling. See, this is where things get interesting. Let's be ops. In what way? To him? To each other? So we're just gonna confront them then. Bold move. Confrontation in the alley. Whispin, dusk whistle. Dusk whistle. Steps forward into the shadows, dual swords gleaming in the faintly lantern light. Your sharp eyes lock into the hidden figure. At the same time, Rococo drops from the rooftop, landing with the soft thump beside Whispin. Your presence adds weight to the conversation, serious, poised, but ready for humor if needed. Don't force that. You can't force that personality trait. The hooded figure freezes, clearly startled. A dagger slips from the hand as they glance between the two of you. Hooded figure, wait, please, I'm just a messenger, I don't want any trouble. They're small and wiry, like an apprentice thief or a low-level informant. On their belt, a sealed pouch, roughly the size of a coin purse. Interaction choices: demand information about the stolen relic, pressing for details, intimidate them, use presents or weapons to get them to spill. Check the pouch first, attempt a subtle theft or sneak peek, hear them out. Ask politely what they know, leveraging Rococo's charm. I think we do both. Rococo attempts to hear them out. Wow. Whispin. Yeah, that's how it's spelled. Whispin sneaks around. Sneaks around to steal from the pouch. Yeah, that right there. Rococo steps forward, arms light, voice calm. Hey, we don't want to hurt you. We just tell us about how you know about the heirloom. The hooded figure hesitates, eyes are in between the two, and then there's a faint tremor in the voice. I just get messages. I don't know anything, but please don't hurt me. Meanwhile, Whispin Dusk Whistle sinks silently to the figure's side. Figure's reaching toward a sealed pouch, makes you nearly invisible to the dim light. Pouch is in your grasp without them noticing. Discovery. Opening the pouch reveals a small silver coin with an unfamiliar crest. A slip of parchment, folded carefully on it. Meet at the clock tower at midnight. Come along, bring the key. A tiny rusted key, ornate but small. Likely for a chest or box. The hidden figure doesn't notice the theft yet. They're focused on Rococo's words. Questions. Question the figure about the clock tower. Get context, motive, or directions. Press them to give the key willingly. Maybe use intimidation. Leave them be for now and investigate the key in the note. See if you can figure out the next move yourselves. I'm feeling a distraction, like a full send distraction. We try to send some way because we got what we need from him. And instead of him pulling up, I wanted to be us pulling up, but I don't want to have to beat him up to do so. So I'm feeling we finesse a way to get him going while throwing him hands and we take his spot. But what could I say? How could I convince him to leave? We'll go with the class. Okay. What I'm thinking is we're going to act like we're used to the city because he's not used to the city. We'll make a fake story about like this world, this place that we're in. At this point, only locals can be here and everybody else has to go outside. They can come back tomorrow. Megumi, what's up? But we're going to go attempts to convince. Come on, the hooded figure. Can I just say this? Allow while using the site. Rococo convinces the hooded figure that the town they're in only allows locals past a certain hour, and that the hooded figure should come back tomorrow so they can continue the conversation, but it's best to leave now. Whispin, on the other hand, pockets the objects that he took from the hooded figure. We're testing our D&D campaign right now. Because Community Day, we used to... What was Brococo? We normally play sports games, and we finished our baseball game that we normally would play. We're trying to find something within this 2-hour gap at the beginning of the stream before we start wrestling. Rococo attempts to convince... Okay, they got jokes. Rococo attempts to convince the hooded figure. The figure... the city only allows locals past a certain hour, and that the hooded figure should come back tomorrow so they can continue the conversation. But it's best to leave now, so the hand pockets the objects they took from the hooded figure. That's perfect. Join, sure. We're running it up right now for like 14 more minutes. But if slash when we make the official transition to make something for sure, like to make something set, I can see the details. I already have your Discord, right? All that. Perfect. Mix of charm, stealthy cunning. Here's how it unfolds. Jacobo leans slightly forward, tone measured but friendly. Hey, the city allows only locals to pass through this alley at certain hours. It's safe if you come back tomorrow. We can continue this conversation then, but now you should leave and stay safe. The hooded figure blinks, clearly confused but nods quickly. The combination of Rococo's calm authority and that subtle threat implied by a quiet, narrow alley convinces them. Alright, I'll be back tomorrow. Just be careful. They disappear into the shadows of the alley entrance, leaving no trace but the lingering echo of her footsteps. Which is this one? Wispin's acquisition. Meanwhile, Wispin Dusk Whistle silently slips the silver coin parchment tiny key into a secure pocket. Your stealthy finesse ensures the figure remains completely unaware. Curse situation. We now have the clues. A silver coin with unfamiliar quest. Well, unfamiliar crest. Possibly linked to a guild, noble plan, family, or secret society. Note about the clock tower at midnight. Possibly for the relic. A tiny ornate key. Likely opens a chest or box meeting at the location. The hooded figure is gone, leaving you undisturbed in the alley. The city hums around you as night approaches. Lanterns glow, distant bells chime, and the marketplace quiets down. Investigate the silver coins chest. Pressed. Head to the clock tower immediately. To the location before midnight. Explore the city first. Gather intel, find allies, prepare before the meeting. Rest and plan. You time to strategize. Or train before heading out. I think personally, we need to do a time check and see how much time we have, and then we can investigate in that time. I like, of course, the clock tower. The clock tower is the utmost priority. That's why I need to know what time it is, because that's at midnight, and we could do both. We could get to the location, check in. What time is it? That's the next question. Is it early evening around 7:30? Oh, we have a lot of time then. Okay, bet. Someone setting a trap. We'll use time to investigate the coin. Then get to the clock tower. We'll say at 11. Or at 11. To observe and set up a trap. We don't want to get there. We don't want to get there on time. Send Wispin first. Okay. So we can do a basic split. We use some time to investigate the coin and then get to the clock tower at 11 to observe and set up a trap. Wispin surveys the area first, though. Surveys the area first, and Prococo follows. Wispin Dusk Whistle. Wispin Dusk Whistle. Oh my gosh. Leads, weaving through the shadowed streets, observing the city for any clue about the silver coin's unfamiliar crest. Using your intelligence and street smarts, you recall seeing similar crests on merchant guild tokens, rare, but some guilds use silver coins as markers. Secret societies, certain clandestine groups mark their operatives with subtle symbols. And minor noble houses, you occasionally mint unique coins for private use. You notice a small emblem etched on a merchant shop sign nearby that matches the coin's crest almost exactly. It appears to be tied to the Berryan Merchant Guild, known for wealth and under the occasional table dealings. Haley follows silently, using wisdom and perception notes the details Wispin might miss. Subtle guards, hidden doors, and a narrow rooftop escape route that can be useful. The meeting goes sideways. Approaching the clock tower. This is an attempt at a D&D campaign. By 11 p.m., you reach the Glendale clock tower. Looming above the rooftops with Ivan climbing its stone face. The streets are quiet, but the lantern light flickers from windows nearby. Wispin surveys the area carefully. Alleyways near the tower could conceal tripwires and ambush points. A rooftop ledge provides an excellent advantage for reconnaissance. There's an entrance. There's a side entrance partially hidden by barrels. Could be a choke point. Position yourself behind Wispin, scanning the tower and surrounding streets. Knowing possible escape routes, cover points, and patrols. You have roughly 1 hour until midnight, giving you time to set up a trap or take positions. Choice for trap / ambush. Trip wire / snare the alley. Simple mechanical trap. Effective if the figure passes through. Ambush the rooftops. Use height advantage for range attacks or observation. Choke point near the side entrance. Bundle the figure for control, confrontation, or blend into the shadows and wait. Observe their approach and react dynamically. I'd really prefer for us to work and cover the exits. Set up traps at the exits and create one entrance. We have an hour of setup time. I think we do a basic bait and switch, basic pull. Because he had a note. Thing about notes is notes travel from person to person, right? So Wispins can set up traps. I can go get a hood. A hood similar to the same one that the guy had and conceal myself and act like I'm the person pulling up. I think that's the move. We have Wispin already positioned. I take the note, I take the key, I take the things that we need. Get on outfit, and then come back to the spot at midnight. So we got one guy who's acting, another guy in position. That's pressure. I can talk this out. Wispin spends the last hour setting up traps on every side entrance and only leaving one for the people to enter for the meeting. At the same time, Rococo takes the objects from the hooded figure from before and heads into the town to buy a hood so he can blend in and come back as the hooded figure at midnight. Someone dying, if I'm ever ending stream, you can tell someone undying to keep the stream going. Or like, I'll do like, if I lose an end stream, so it's for situations like that. It really depends on what's going on. Spins. SPNDS. But that's the end of stream though. We're still keeping things going. So I was in your points back, but that's what it sounds like. That's what it does. It's cool play. Setting up traps on every side of the entrance, only leaving one for the people to enter for the meeting. At the same time, Rococo takes the objects from the hooded figure from before and heads into town to buy a hood so he can blend in and come back as a hooded figure at midnight. If that makes sense. The Plaza Cunning settle is played out. Wispin Dusk Whistle moves quietly around the clock tower, setting up traps at every side entrance. Use your thieves, tools, and streetwise knowledge. You rig loose floorboards, rigged to create noise. Tripwires and small snares to alert you if anyone enters through the wrong passage. Concealed oil slicks, and small pitfalls for slowing down intruders. By the end of the hour, only one entrance remains open. The main access point for this meeting. The alley is now a maze full of potential hazards, perfect for catching anyone off guard. Kohaley, carrying the pouch, the note, and tiny key from the encounter earlier, heads to town. Using some coins and charm, you buy a simple hooded cloak that matches the hooded figure's previous appearance. You blend in the shadows on Marketplace, observing normal foot traffic to avoid attention. Soon Rococo is ready to return to the clock tower disguised as a hooded figure, preparing to intercept whoever shows up at midnight. Midnight approaches. Wispin is now hidden near the traps, dual swords ready, shadowed and unseen. Rococo is positioned to pose as a hooded figure, ready to manipulate the meeting or gather intel. The city sleeps lightly. The moon casts a faint light, and the clock tower looms silently. For the remaining open entrance, a figure slowly approaches, likely the intended recipient of the meeting. They're cautious, glancing around as if something might be off. You know what? We didn't get enough information from the hooded figure. It just hit me. They're gonna walk up and they're gonna say something, and I'm not gonna have a response ready. We just gotta go with the flow. Let's see here. I've gotten caught before. We're gonna make it work. We just gotta deceive. Hopefully we can position our words correctly to make them tell us what we need to know and then play off of it. And also, they're coming back tomorrow, the hooded figure is. Y'all ever had somebody lose something but you took it? Like a friend take your phone and then help you look for it? If the hooded figure comes back, we can do that exact same thing and break him down. Yeah, we're skipping right to 2K after this. Well, at least finish this like story beat and then we'll go to 2K. Choice let the figure walk through the traps. When Spin's ambush, it activates. Rococo intercepts them first. Pose has the hidden figure to tip to control the conversation. Combined approaches. Rococo lures them to a single entrance while Whisper watches from the shadows. We're gonna do number 3. That's where our setup was. Perfect. The ultimate pincer maneuver. Let's play it out. Midnight ambush. The plan in motion. Rococo Haley disguised as the hooded figure. Into the open entrance. Calm. Voice calm but urgent. Right on time. Come inside quickly now before anyone sees. The hooded figure hesitates for a moment, clearly suspicious, but recognizes the familiar appearances of the hooded figure. Rococo's disguise is convincing. Of course it is. Come on, it's Big Coco out here. They step towards the entrance, exactly where Dusk Whistle has been waiting in the shadows. Whistle watches silently, muscles tense, as the figure moves past the first hidden traps. Your cunning placement ensures that Tripod triggers softly, alerting you without harming the target. Concealed pitfalls or slicks slow anyone in trying to turn back, guiding them toward the open path Rococo has indicated. The figure is now funnily directed into the single remaining entrance. Your setup is flawless. The confrontation. Once the figure reaches the entrance, Rococo steps aside subtly, letting the figure fully enter while remaining disguised. So now it's a perfect angle to observe or strike if needed. The figure steps to the small chamber in the clock tower, dimly lit by a single lantern. They glance around and notice, wait, something's wrong. They freeze, and it's clear they're realizing this isn't a normal meeting. Listen here. I don't care what they think is going on. You can never break it. We're not going to attack or anything. We're going to ask them what's wrong. Like, come on now. Choices are reveal yourselves immediately, demand information about the heirloom and the key, wait silently and observe, see what the figure does, maybe you got intel or identify allies, confront aggressively, use intimidation, proceed tactics to force compliance, play along with disguise. Yeah, play along. What are you talking about? Run his pockets too? If he tries to leave, we got him. Because they're here for a reason. We can't just run everybody's pockets with that information. They give us information too. We can make it work. But I don't want to make the same mistake twice. Our mistake before was not getting information first before we finessed them. We got his stuff and then made him leave. We're playing smart, but we're unintelligent. We're ignorant to what's going on. The same way he is. Rogue continues the deception, giving you full control of the narrative while Whisper watches from the shadows. Rogue Haley disguises hooded figures, says word calmly, hands raised slightly as a gesture of caution. Relax. It's just me. There's nothing to worry about. Others will arrive soon. I should have a word with you first. The approaching figure visibly relaxes, lowering the guard. The eyes flicker nervously around the dim chamber, unaware that Whispering Dust Whistle lurks in the shadows, ready to intervene if needed. Rococo continues smoothly. Asks casual questions about the meeting and the purpose of the key. Suddenly approaches information about the heirloom without revealing suspicion. Watches body language for any signs of deception or hidden allies. The figure, believing they're speaking to the original contact, begins to spill information cautiously revealing the heirloom is currently hidden in a private vault beneath the Varian Merchant Guild Hall. Don't know how to say that word. The key is indeed for a small chest inside the vault, which is heavily guarded. They're supposed to deliver the key at the clock tower to the third party, but weren't aware of your trap. They were supposed to deliver the key at the clock tower. Run it back. The key is for... So they have another key, or the key that we have is to that one? I'm not sure if I understand this fully. Heirloom thing makes sense. The key is intended for a small chest inside the vault, which heavily guarded. They were supposed to deliver the key at the clock tower to the third party, but weren't aware of your trap. Are there two keys or one? Whisper's role. From the shadows, Whisper can choose to reveal presence and demand more details. Intimidation or surprise could extract additional intel. Stay hidden and let Rococo manipulate the figure. Observe hidden traps. Allies or lies. Intercept or restrain the figure. Move to grab them before they can react or escape. Ooh. Thinking about it now. I think we keep this exact flow going for like one more story beat of asking. I need more clarification on the key, so that's what Coco's specifically gonna ask for. There's lightning outside. And I think we have Wispin, since he's already in the shadows, come into the entrance also. Come into the entrance also to intimidate the guy. To where he's fully trapped inside. I, as Rococo, act like I've never seen Wispin before. And we create a dynamic of fear. Like a fake choke point. To where the guy who's inside the place thinks I'm on his side, but I'm really not. I'm really not. So I help him escape. We create a good contact, and then another meeting at another place. I think that's pressure. I think that's pressure right there. We're cooking him. See, this is why I can't actually be a villain. This is what thought process. It's scary out here. All right, what else initially? Rococo gets more clarification on the keys and the entrance and everything within the guild. Can you hear my voice anymore? Okay, I'll just type it up. Rococo asks for clarification about the keys. Ask for clarification about the key. Wow, Wispin reposes. What am I spelling it so wrong? That's what I said. Repositions himself close to the entrance, but still hidden. I gotta describe how we want our second plan to be. We can let this rock right now. Depending on how he responds, well then to the main entrance. We gotta say main entrance because this trap's everywhere else. Oh, maintains control of the conversation while Wispin prepares a tactical advantage. Pearl leans in closer, voice calm but insistent. This key. So it opens a chest in the very merchant guild. Explain exactly what it unlocks and why it's important. The figure swallows nervously, fidgeting with their hands. I don't know the field details. All I know is it's a small chest with a family heirloom inside. The Master Guild is paranoid. He keeps it heavily guarded. The chest itself has locks and tiny traps. I was only supposed to bring the key to the clock tower for the next contract. I wasn't meant to know more. So he has the key? Then what is the key that I have? The glance around nervously, unaware of Wispin, creeping close to the main entrance. Wispin's position, hidden in the shadows in the main entrance. Wispin has a perfect view of the figure's movements. Your dual swords are ready. Your traps ensure any escape route is controlled. Your poised to strike, restrain, or reserve silently, depending on how the figure reacts next. He continues questioning. But this guy doesn't know much more. Silver Shock for further ruse. Represents leaves, learning the figure to a controlled space. Takes out the key. He got. How do I present this? I have a key. The key that the other guy's supposed to have. That's just the significance of it is. Or if it can open up anything at the guild too. That's the question we ask. He got from the first hooded figure. If it has any significance in the guild. Coco slowly produces the tiny ornate key from the pouch, holding in plain view. I have this key. Doesn't mean anything to the guild, it's just a trinket. The figure's eyes up. Wide in shock, something backward slightly. Where'd you get that? That's the key for the chest of the guild vault. Oh, the guildmaster and his trusted messenger are supposed to have. You weren't supposed to have that. The voice trembles as they glance toward the entrance, still unaware of whisper near. If you have the key, then you should know more than I should. Whoever gave it to you could get caught. I can tell you the rest, but you have to promise you won't tell anyone else. This figure starts to sweat, realizing the deception is working perfectly. So we both have keys? What was the key that he had then? So I got it now. There's a key that opens up the chest, and there's a key that opens up. Okay, what? Key that opens up the chest and the key that opens up the vault? Is that the difference? Oh, this is the key that I have. No, but this is they were supposed to deliver the key with their. I'm not sure. I'm actually lost. There's a discrepancy between the story beats because there's one key, but they presented like they were supposed to bring the key. Okay, well, there's one key that we have. That's it. Set alert. Tell the figure you need a demonstration or walk throughout the guild. Okay. From here. He says that I should know more. Have the key, then you know more than what you should. Then you should. Whoever gave it to you, you could get caught. Say the rest, you have to promise you won't tell anyone else. I'm gonna just press for full details. And then if he acts slick, but we're running him dry when it comes to that information. Come listen closer. You said only the guild masters, trusted messengers have this key. Tell me everything you know. The traps, the guards, lay out now. Everything matters. Figure goes, hands trembling, begins to spell what they know. Vault location beneath the very guild hall. Access through a hidden spiral staircase behind the main trading floor. Traps. 3 mechanical locks on the chest itself. The key opens the outermost. Pressure plates and tripwires opens the outermost lock on the chest. Pressure plates and tripwires are surround the chest. Alert your guards. Magical alarm. Glyph. Low level, deadly faint to trained eyes on the floor and tiles around you. Guards. 2 rotating watchmen patrol the vault floor. An armed guild enforcer is stationed nearby at all times. Timing. The guild change patrols every 4 hours. Safest window is late at night. After night, but before 4 a.m. That's right now. The guildmaster trusts only messengers with the key. Outsiders attempting entry risk immediate pursuit and capture. The figure glances nervously at the shadows where Whispering is poised. Realizing true danger now. I don't know any more than that. Please don't hurt me. Look at this full intel on the vault, the traps, and the timing. What remains hidden near the entrance, ready active needed. The figure is fully convinced of your power and deception. Decision here now. Keep him restrained. Fake departure. And until now, rather than risk waiting. I'd like to move in together. Personally, there's 2 of us, 1 of him, 2 guards and traps. In the worst case scenario, it'll be a 3 versus 2. But we're okay. What if, okay, we'll do that. And we'll top the guards' pockets. Convinces the guards. No, not the guards. Convinces the figure to go with him. To go with him to the chest. explaining that if the figure helps Rococo, the figure helps him, Rococo will pay him back. We'll pay him back exponentially. First proposal. Rococo steps forward, voice calm and persuasive. Listen, I can make this worth your while. Help me get to the chest and the golem vault, and I'll pay you back more than you've ever earned. Exponentially. You guide me, I handle the rest, nobody gets hurt, and you walk away richer than you ever imagined. The hidden figure hesitates, fear and greed battling in their eyes. They glance nervously at the shadows, Wispin lurking silently, and then back at Rococo. Exponential pay, are you serious? Rococo nods solemnly, maintain eye contact. Deadly serious. But you must help. Timing is everything. Guards, traps. We need you to get to the chest safely. After a tense moment, the figure gulps and nods reluctantly. Fine, I'll help, but if anyone finds out, it's on me. Follow my lead exactly. Alright, I can't guarantee that. Wispin remains near the entrance, waiting for any hidden forces or other surprises. Dual swords ready. Prepare to intervene instantly if the figure betrays you when someone approaches unexpectedly. The figure begins leading you to the Bayron. I think I pronounce that differently every time. Mercer Guild, navigating through shadowed alleyways and back entrances. The city at this hour is quiet, but a distant lantern light hints at patrolling guards. The vault is behind the main trading floor with multiple traps and rotating guards previously described. You have the advantage of timing and knowledge, plus a guide who knows the layout. Move quietly, follow quietly, let the figure lead, trust them completely, relying on stealth and Rococo's guidance. Scout ahead, Wisp takes the lead, check for traps and hidden dangers before approaching. Set up a secondary ambush, prepare for any contingency if guards show up, or if the figure tries to betray you. Split task, Rococo saves the figure, Wispin sneaks ahead to prepare the vault approach. I think 4. I like that better. Wispin goes ahead, prepare 4, and then Rococo spends walking time to get to know the figure on a personal level. We're about to finesse him. Both trust and personal inside while Wispin takes the stealthy approach to prepare the vault. Wispin slips ahead through the shadows, trees, moving silently along the rooftops and alleyways. Using your keen gnome senses and rogue training, you scout the main entrance and surrounding patrol routes. Detect minor traps, tripwires, and pressure plates the guild may have left, and know weak points in the guard's rotation. Find the safest path to the chest. By the time Rococo and the figure arrive at the guild hall, Wispin has marked a clear path to the vault, avoiding alarms. Set small improvised distractions for quick escapes if needed. Position himself in the shadows to intercept any unexpected patrols. Rococo builds rapport. Meanwhile, Rococo walks beside the figure, speaking in calm, curious tones. You seem nervous. I don't blame you. Not many would attempt to do what we're about to do. So tell me, why did you join the guild? Was it for the money, the status, something else? The figure hesitates, and then they open up cautiously. They're born to a poor family, join the guild to survive. They don't fully trust the guild hierarchy, often acting independently. They have a younger sibling that they hope to support someday. Prompts of exponential pay from Rococo catches their imagination. Maybe shouldn't have said exponential. I really wanted to like double it down. Exponential was a force. I ain't saying we got money like that. But all in all, if we can do this, we can do other things too. And make sure they at least come back home safe. Go use the time to gauge loyalty and motivation, so they position themselves as a trusted ally rather than a threat. Scene status. Wispin is hidden near a vault, ready to act. Rococo has the figure convinced and somewhat loyal. You're not close to the guild hall, with traps, patrols, and itself just ahead. So you approach the vault. Move silently as a group, letting the figure guides you direct to the vault. Split briefly, Rococo and the figure draw attention while Wispin maneuvers to secure the chest. So distraction phrase, create a diversion to mislead the guards before approaching the vault. Wait and observe. City patrols, one more rotation before moving in. I trust Wispin. I feel like Wispin can secure this easily. It's going to be a combination of all these plans. We're going to move silently. Yeah, we're going to move silently. Me with Wispin. And then no, not me with the figure, whose name we still don't know. Me with the figure. Wispin, because of his speed and his stealth, is gonna get to the vault before us. And the figure has never seen Wispin before. So if Wispin goes in first, we can pull up. And hopefully Wispin will already have this stuff taken out by then. And then we'll both be shocked. Oh my goodness, we're two-timing crazy. He don't know what's going on. It's simple as that. That's the move. The figure. At the figure space. While whispering straight for the vault. He's intending. What is he intending to do? What's all inside the vault? I don't even remember what's inside the vault now. We've been talking about the keys for so much. And the crest and the chest and all that stuff. He's intending for a small chest. Intending to open and steal from before Coco and the figure even get there. Okay, thank you. Even get there. Intended to open the vault. Vault? V-A-U-L-T. And take the heirloom and anything else he can before Coco and the figure even get there. Love that. We locked in. Wispin solo vault approach. Wispin dusk whistle. Move silently. Shadow swallowing your small frame. You navigate and patrols the traps you scouted earlier. Tripwires and pressure plates are carefully avoided. Rooftops and side ledges provide cover. As you approach the hidden spiral staircase behind the trading floor. The spiral staircase descends quietly into the lower vault chamber. Using your stealth and thieves tools, you begin to examine the vault during its locks. Outer locks open smoothly with the key from the first hidden figure. Did he have the back? Just about transitions. When could you have gotten that key? In my head canon, let me think of a way you could have gotten it. Oh, okay. As I was walking out with the figure, I dropped the key. I set it over to the side real quick and made conversation. Figure didn't notice. You picked it up, and you snuck back around. Perfect. Okay, we're locked back in. Where were we? A secondary mechanical lock. And small magical charm. Small magical alarm remained. With careful dexterity, you disarm both quietly, keeping the chamber free of alerts. I was worried about the magic one. I kind of forgot about that. Luckily clutched up. Inside the vault. Once outer locks are disengaged, Wispin slips inside the vault itself. The room is dimly lit by faintly glowing magical lanterns. Inside, you see the heirloom, resting atop a small pedestal, finely crafted ornate locket with intricate engravings. Several small chests and coin purses, likely guild wealth. The main chest, the one tied to the key and the traps, heavily decorated and likely trapped beyond your first inspection. Ooh. Grab the heirloom quickly and exit. High reward, low exposure. Attempt to loot that items will high reward but greater risk of triggering traps. Focus on disarming the main chest. Take time to secure all contents carefully. Meanwhile, Croak and the figure are still outside, aware that Wispin's already in the vault. It's up to you, big bruh. Me personally, this is a tough decision. That's why I ain't making it. I ain't the one in the vault. Unless I have to. All these make sense for different reasons. Okay. Wispin prioritizes the heirloom Prioritize the heirloom. Let's snatch anything else I can fit in this bag. His bag. Purple Wisdom goes for the highest value targets first. Taking advantage of his stealth and small size. Vault looking. That Wispin Dusk Whistle moves with precision. The ornate locket heirloom is pocketed carefully, ensuring no dust or alarm triggers. You then grab smaller coins, gems, and trinkets from nearby chests and purses, fitting as much as your bag allows without slowing down. The main, heavily chopped chest is left untouched now. The risk is too high for the time being. Your dual swords rest lightly at your sides, ready if anything goes wrong. Outside the vault, Rococo and the hooded figure arrive at the entrance, unaware of Wispin's rapid infiltration. This is fantastic execution. The figure is still nervous, but trying to follow instructions, says quietly, the vault should be right here. I hope nothing's gone wrong. Wispin has the advantage. Heirloom secured, loot in hand, with element surprise floating on your side. Next choices. Let me decide. Arrive at the entrance. We're only just at the entrance. Okay. The spin begins. Trying to unlock the large chest. Rococo stalls. Best as possible. Continuing. Rococo stalls as best as possible, balancing personal questions and detail. I'm trying to balancing personal and detail oriented questions about the guild. Let's do that. Dual action ice sequence. Wispin Dusk Whistle kneels before the large, heavily chopped chest. You examine the mechanisms carefully. The outer lock clicks smoothly with the key you already have. The inner lock is intricate, requiring careful manipulation to avoid triggering hidden springs. Faint glimmers of magical runes indicate a low-level alarm spell, likely to alert nearby guards if disturbed incorrectly. With dexterity and thieves' tools, you begin to carefully disarm. Timbers click as you manipulate them precisely. Small sparks of magic energy from the runes fade as you counter glyphs with a careful touch. Success rolls. Wispin is slowly, quietly unlocking the chest with no alarm triggered. As you glimpse coins, gems, in a sealed scroll case, likely contain secrets of the guild. Rococo stalling. Outside, Rococo Haley keeps the hidden figure talking, balancing personal questions with guild details. You ask about the guild hierarchy, guard rotation, secret passages, keeping the conversation natural and curious. Personal questions about their life maintain rapport, making the figure less likely to panic or suspect anything. The figure's engrossed, revealing minor shortcuts and weak spots in patrols while nervously glancing at the vault entrance. Scene status. Wispin unlocking the main chest, ready to secure its contents silently. Rococo stalling, gathering intel, keeping the figure cooperative. The figure, oblivious to Wispin's progress, but still under Rococo's influence, to guard the city quiet now, where patrols could shift at any time. Boom. Just found intel. We're good. We're already great. Wispin opened up the chest fully. Chest fully. And Rococo expresses how dangerous this plan could be. And explains to the figure They should retreat to the clock tower to plan more. Rococo doesn't want to get the figure in trouble. And leave the figure's sibling alone without a brother, sister. Locked in. So I have a way out, and Wispin got a way out. And that way, we can pay the guy for helping us out. We didn't hurt him. We got in, we got out, no problem. Wispin opens the main chest. Wispin Dusk Whistle carefully completes the locking process. The mechanical locks and faint magical runes give no trouble thanks to your skill. Slowly, you lift the lid. Inside, you find stacks of coins, gems, much more than the small purses. A true guild trove. A sealed scroll case, likely containing contracts or secret guild information. The heirloom's final counterpart. A matching medallion that completes the set, confirming the relic's full recovery. Wispin quietly pockets as much as the bag allows, ensuring nothing is there to alert guards. Rococo guides the figure. Outside, Rococo Haley leans into the figure, calm but serious. This is dangerous. More than you realize. I just noticed that we can't risk your life or your sibling's safety tonight. Let's step back. Retreat to the clock tower. We can plan properly. I promise nothing will happen to you if you follow my advice. The figure nods, clearly relieved, but also awed by your combination of charisma and tact. We're on one. Oh my gosh. The figure nods, clearly relieved, but I read that. You really care about me? About my sibling? Rococo smiles faintly, carefully balancing truth and deception. Yes, and that's exactly what we need you safe. We gotta finish this the right way. They slowly back away, retreating to the clock tower as instructed, convince you're still their ally. Wispin. Chests fully open, treasure secured, heirloom medallion safe. Rococo successfully protected the figure while gathering trusted intel. The figure's safe and cooperative, retreating to the regroup. Vault and Guild, currently quiet. No alarms triggered, but patrol rotations may shift soon. I'm not a skinny closeted man, I'm chilling. Run Sibling's pockets, the Sibyl's not around. Imagine if we did that. We got a real good with the figure. We're like, you know what? Invite us to dinner. Invite me to dinner. Everybody, run your pockets. Including you. For Wispin and Rococo makes it immediately. Retreat with the loot and heirloom before the patrols notice. Investigate the scrolls, learn guild secrets that can help with future planning and leverage the additional shops inside the vault as insurance. In case the guards arrive, stake out. Wait for the guild's patrol rotation to gather more intel before leaving. I think we're straight. We got what we came here for. We just gotta cover our tracks and get up out. Wispin resets traps. He can resets all the traps and locks on the vault and chest as best as he can. Then escapes back to the tower. Rococo finally asks for the figure's name. And keeps watchful, 2 L's? Nope, one L. Eye on the guild. Part of the duel, rogue precision and careful diplomacy. Here's how it unfolds. Wispin resets the trap, secures loot, while Wispin Dusk Whistle moves methodically, resets the mechanical traps and tripwires on the vault entrance, carefully re-engages the locks on the main chest. Outer vault doors, disguising the intrusion, ensures the faint magical alarm rooms remain intact, so anyone interact with you otherwise. With everything secured, you quietly retrace your steps through the spiral staircase, shadow corridors, emerging outside the guild hall. Loot, heirloom, medallion saved, you move toward the clock tower rendezvous point. Once at the clock tower, Rococo watches the guild from a distance, noting patrol patterns And the times to guard swap rotations, lantern placements and shadows, possible escape routes and ambush points, any unusual activity that might indicate a backup plan or second party. Then returning to the hooded figure, Coco finally asks, I didn't realize I never asked, what is your name? We're talking all these hours. The figure hesitates and replies softly, I'm Kel. And thank you. I don't know what I would have done if something would have gone wrong. Bro nods, keep him calm, watch over the guild hall while Kel rests at the clock tower. Wilson fully secured loot and heirloom, hidden and ready. Coco observing the guild, gathered intel, pretending trust Kel. Kel, safe and grateful, potentially ally future operations. Guild hall and with the heist. Patrols continue as normal. My next move immediately. Decide on how to return the heirloom. We'll use the scrolls. Rest and prepare. Ensure you're Kel ready for taking action. Reach out to potential allies. Alright. Whisperin returns to the clock tower. And leaves a good amount of pay. Outside the door. We're gonna make this a compound sentence, not a compound. Rispin returns to clock tower. I lose a good amount of pay outside the door. Then returns to the shadows. Rococo distracts. Cal quickly evades outside and picks up the pay left by Wispin. Rococo makes Cal believe that he's backing out of the plan and gives Cal the payment as a sign of appreciation. We'll see how that checks out. Makes some misdirection, generosity, and stealth. Here's how it plays out. Wisman Dust Whistle slips back to the clock tower, ensures movements are unseen. He places a substantial amount of coin outside the door, enough to impress or reward Cal. Then, true to rogue form, he melts back to the shadows, watching and waiting. Rococo Haley quickly draws Cal's attention, engaging him into conversation to mask movement. Cal, I need to rethink my involvement. Things are a lot more complicated than what I expected. Cal is confused, a bit worried, but listens. While Cal is distracted, Rococo slips outside unseen because of the coins left by Wispin. Returning to Cal, Rococo kneels slightly and places the coins in front of him. Hey, take this. Consider appreciation for my help. I may be second back for this plan, but I won't forget your efforts. And they won't go unrewarded. Cal's eyes widen, astonished and relieved. I don't know what to say. Thank you. Truly. Rococo keeps a calm watch on the guild hall while maintaining the impression that he's retreating from the operation, preserving both Kel's trust and element of surprise. Wispin safely in the shadows, the payment clearly retrieved by Rococo. Rococo maintains the rules of backing out, keeps Kel loyal, watching Guild hall for suspicious activity. Kel feels respected and rewarded, unaware of the true plan or the full loot by Wispin. Guild hall still unaware. Patrols continue normally. I think it's time to wrap this up. Rococo, what's option number greeting? Rococo just says goodbye. Goodbye to Cal for the time being. And they trade some form of contact for future endeavors. That's how you spell that word. It's E. There's an EA. Endeavors. Yes. Endeavors. Rococo then Heads to the safe house. And Wispin heads to the safe house as well. Wispin takes a more scenic route. But they both end up at the same place. Money! Conclusion to a safe haven while keeping both characters active and independent. Rococo kneels slightly, Linkel and I. Hey, what did you help again someday? If you ever need me or I need you, here's how to reach me. Rococo hands Cal a small, discreet token. Coin marked with a subtle symbol only two of you recognize, serving as a means of future contact. Cal nods, tucking it away. I'll keep this safe. I won't forget. With that, Rococo slips to the night, meeting with the shadows as he heads to the safe house. Whispering dusk whistle, I was for more scenic route back to that safe house, passing through quiet, cobbled streets, moonlit plots to take note of potential future targets and city layouts. You move carefully, occasionally ducking into alleyways to avoid patrols or curious eyes. The city feels alive at night. The smell of a bakery, the constant clatter of distant carts, the occasional laughter of night wanderers. Though you take a longer path, you finally arrive at the safe house, a modest shadowed residence with sturdy doors and a hidden back entrance. When you're at the safe house, Rocco's already there, quietly observing the streets from a small window. Wispin slips through the back, quietly closing the door behind him. Two of you have more to say to you. A chance to count your gains, examine the heirloom and loot, and plan the next stage of your adventure. We're gonna do that. Examine the loot and heirloom carefully, finishing with reading the scroll. Perfect. Now it's time to expect your hard-earned rewards and uncovered guild secrets. Wilson Duskwith and Rococo Haley carefully lay out the spoils. Heirloom and medallion, ornate, finely crafted, clearly part of a match set. The engravings hit at the family lineage and good involvement, confirming its importance. Coins and gems, substantial wealth, enough to sustain operations for a while, or fund further heists. Scrolling case, sealed and delicate. You open it carefully to avoid damage. Reading the scroll. Inside, guild secrets. The Merchant Guild is a part of a larger network, clandestine trade and espionage, moving goods and information secretly across cities. Secret hidden vaults exist in other city districts, some magical, some mechanical. Guard rotations and trap routines are detailed, showing patterns over weeks. Valuable for future heists. Names of guild allies, informants, and influential contacts. Notes on high-value cargo, some involving rare artifacts and magical items. Warning about rivals or enforcers who might interfere with theft or espionage. Potential leads. Mention a vault of the Crescent Moon rumored to hold artifacts of immense value. A coded reference to a secret meeting in the Merchant Quarter, possibly involving a powerful guild master or high-ranking operative. Whispering confirms the heirloom is secure and calculates potential uses for the loot and scrolling. So Rococo processes information from the scroll, noting patterns and future targets while remaining vigilant. The safe house, secure and quiet, perfect to plan the next step. Running the whole realm, define the whole. I mean, really could. Last step. I don't want to say last up this session. Searches the scroll or any information on the first hooded figure. The first hooded figure. The very, very first one. Wispin met him. Him and Wispin encountered. Because we told that guy to come back tomorrow. Keep that in mind. So I feel like it's not when we spin back to this. We got to check in on that. See what that guy's up to. Rose carefully scans the scroll. Focus on the messenger networks and minor operatives. Messenger current listings. A list of trusted guild messengers is included with notes about reliability and assigned districts. One named Matcheskel Marsh is the discreet, young, cautious potential growth. His notes, his assigned routes correspond to the area you first encountered him in. Scroll mentions Kel is especially favored by a mid-level Gildan officer, valued for loyalty and discretion. There are ones about Kel being easily manipulated or incentivized, which match Rokoko's experience during the clock tower encounter. In details, notation hints that Kel might have a family member in the city, concealed with his mention of a sibling. There's a mention to there's a caution to other messages. Not expels Kel to high kill operations until trained, suggesting he's considered expendable or carefully monitored. Kel is relatively new or low ranking, but his trustworthiness makes him a valuable ally if handled correctly. He's sold a family, should be leveraged for negotiating or motivation. The guild monitors him closely, so involvement in future heists carries some type of exposure. Secure loot, handles and traps, signings from memory, clear picture of Kel standing above in the guild. Cautious little ally outside the guild. So that's the case. Did I misunderstand our very first encounter? Okay. As the last match of Coco and Wispin prepare to meet. The first hooded figure that Rococo posed as. Gotta put in not prepared to be the first hooded figure that Rococo posed as, not Khalil. When did we say he was coming back? The next day? The first hooded figure. I'll went for that earlier. Let's see. The Rococo posed as. They plan on going to the city once around noon. I asked GPT to save this as a save one. Yeah, the first of the figure so unaware that Rococo was posing as a contact at the clock tower. First of the figure still aware as okay, sure. They leave the Rococo's an outside and neutral party, making the perfect chance to okay, yes, we're good. Time again at noon, as last seen more interactive creating cover or approach observation, but it also increases risk for more people potential witnesses. This checks the traps, concealment tools, where's duel, okay. Use scrolls. We're chilling. Give a story recap and use this as a save point. All right, finish with the story recap. We'll move on to Tiki. Yeah, I can take care of that. Alright, we got Wispin, Dusk Whistle, Bearded Rock Gnome, Rogue slash Thief, Stealth, Side of Hand, Acrobatics, Persuasion, he's an Urchin. Got a headache. No, I'm gonna ask you the basic question. Have you been drinking water? And then besides that, you know where the headache is coming from? It's not as witty and cautious. Something else just me drinking water reminded me of. I drank this kiwi strawberry Snapple, but then added like a kiwi strawberry. I did a kiwi strawberry what? I did a kiwi strawberry repel. That stuff. Hey, do you have a character in mind? Because truthfully, I enjoyed this. I did. So if it does have a place on Community Day on Thursdays, I'd like to keep this idea going and get y'all involved. Okay, Haley Klaus, Human Monk, Insight, Athletics, Car Proficiency, Handpan Instrument. I totally forgot I had the headband on me. Personality, serious but contextually comedic. Motivation, strategic control, maintaining allies, leveraging intel. NPC ally. Kel, met him. Guild manager. Messenger, sorry. Low ranking but loyal, has a sibling within the city. Personality, nervous but cooperative when treated well. Motivation, family, safety, and personal survival. Adventure recap. Initial encounter. Wispin and Rococo encountered a hidden figure in the city streets at night. Rococo negotiates with the figure, while Wispin stealthily steals from their pouch. Clock tower. Ambush. The duo sets up traps at all side entrances, only leaving one open for the meeting. Rococo disguises himself as a hidden figure, while Wispin observes. They successfully funnel the approaching figure into the control meeting area. Information extraction. Rococo manipulates the figure to reveal guild secrets. The location and defenses of the Briadian Merchant Guild Vault. Key details about the heirloom and chest. Wispin stealthily secures the heirloom and loots valuables. Wispin resets the traps and locks, preserving stealth and security. Rococo protects Keller, rewards him and builds trust while keeping him loyal. Keller retreats to the clock tower for safety, unaware of Wispin's full haul. Rococo gives Keller a discreet contact token for future collaboration. And then both Wispin and Rococo converge at a safe house via separate routes. They examine their loot, heirloom, and scrolls. Scroll reveals guild secrets, hidden vaults, patrol rotations, and potential leads. Rococo finds specific intel on Kel, message routes, family ties, vulnerabilities. The duo decides to meet the first hooded figure, not Kel, in the city around noon. Preparation underway. Wispin readying stealth, dual swords and traps. Rococo studying intel, persuasion, and misdirection tactics. I have no idea. This serves a perfect save point, allowing the story to resume with all characters, loot, intel, and strategic positions fully preserved. If you want, I can format this as a clear campaign journal page. Ready for reference in future sessions. Do you want to do that? Yes. Well, you said he's a what? Wispin is a mechanic. Y'all know I ain't go with my hands like that. He's a whimsical engineer. Very much then.